When we look at the normal biota, the microbes that are going to be present in the gastrointestinal system, there's way too many to sit there and try to list, way too many to try to differentiate all of them. Starting, from your mouth to your anus, there are going to be bacteria, fungi, protozoa that are going to be there, and they are normal, part of your normal everyday existence. I mean, there are 600 known species of microorganisms, and what's going to be there, what's not going to be there, will be impacted by your diet, the source of water you drink. Do you not smoke? Who have you been kissing? Um, how stressed are you? What time of the month is it for in your normal monthly cycle if you're ovulating? Things like that will change your hormones, will change the types of proteins you secrete in your mucus. So let's start with your mouth, okay? There are numerous species of microbes, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, living in your mouth alone, okay? I mean, ask any clinician, what's the worst wound? The wound that's, almost guaranteed to become infected. They're going to tell you it's a human bite. What's happening right now in your mouth? The salivary glands at the base of your tongue are constantly making saliva, keeping your mouth, keeping your tongue moist and pliable. It's also acting as a rinsing agent. It's going up and around your tongue, around your mouth, around your teeth, and down the back of your throat. And you swallow. You're rinsing away excess microbes, and they're going down to your stomach to be digested away. The microbes that are not being rinsed away are going to be the ones that are down deep in the sockets for your teeth. These are going to be the ones that also, somehow have attached to your teeth. Microbes that can attach because they have fimbria will be able to attach to your teeth. One attaches, given a half hour or so, one becomes 2, 4, 8, and so on. As they're there, they're attached. They're either attached directly to your tooth or they're attached, to each other. They will start to excrete glycoproteins, which will start to form a pellicle. A pellicle is a semi-rigid, semi-pliable shell, protective sheath covering over all the bacteria. And as their numbers increases, that pellicle will be stretched and reformed, stretched and reformed. And as that pellicle is also being stretched and reformed, other microbes that couldn't attach to your teeth can attach to the pellicle. And they'll just start laying down layers upon layers and layers, and it'll get bigger and it'll get thicker, and next thing you know, food particles will start getting stuck into it. The sodas you drink, the teas, the coffees will add other organic molecules to it, and next thing you know, it becomes what we would think of as plaque. Now, as you go down, that saliva is rinsing away. There's not, but the thing is, it's not rinsing away the microbes, the bacteria that are in your throat. Those microbes are able to stay attached, the epithelia lining your throat, so they do not get rinsed away. Those that can't stay attached do, those that can, stay. And as things get rinsed down to your stomach, well, the majority of them are going to be digested, broken down into their constituent sugars, amino acids, and lipids. We always think that the stomach was sterile. Nothing can live in that low pH. Well, we're learning. Turns out that there are microbes, bacteria, that can do well in the stomach and that extremely low pH of the stomach. Helicobacter pylori, that's a microbe we'll talk about later in this chapter. Turns out it excretes urea. The urea interacts with the acidic environment directly around the bacterial cell, and it doesn't completely neutralize, but it at least raises the pH enough so that the microbial cell can survive. Some of the microbes you swallow or you ingest when you're drinking or eating food: Bacillus, Clostridium, Staph, Strep. Maybe just passing through, they can survive the half hour to an hour or so that the food will spend in the stomach being churned with the gastric juices. Bacillus and Clostridium are also endospore formers. So even if the vegetative cells can't survive, the endospores pass right on through. Then you get to the large intestine. For every gram of feces, of food that passes through your large intestine to your rectum, there are, 10 to the 11th bacterial cells. 10 to the 11th. Yeah, that would be 10 trillion. Or 100 trillion. I don't know, I'd have to write that down someday and try to look at it. 10 trillion, 100 trillion cells per gram. Okay? Some scientists say that most of the feces that you poo out is actually bacterial cells. The bacteria, look at the list here: Bacteroides, Bifidobacterium, Clostridium, Enterobacter, Escherichia coli, Lactobacillus, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus. Candida can be there. Some protozoa can also be there, depending, again, upon, what's your water source? What have you been drinking? And we want them there, okay? We want these microbes there because they are competition. They protect us. You go, you eat, you drink something that could have the potential of being harmful to you. But it's a few hundred bacteria that make it to your large intestine compared to the 10 to the 11th, the 100 trillion that it's immediately going to come into contact with. Who's going to win? Some of the microbes, like E. coli, help break down and help synthesize different metabolites that we would need for our general health, for our nutrition. A big area of study right now that we're now really looking into is our overall body health is determined by our gut health. The balance of neurotransmitters, neurohormones in your brain can be impacted by what microbe populations are present in your large intestine. Because there is a direct link, neural link, PNS to CNS, from our large intestine to our brain. All those microbes that start colonizing the first time you suckled on a nipple, whether it's your mom's breast or a bottle, and you started ingesting food, the milk, you started colonizing. And from that moment on, and they think even in utero, when you were in the embryonic sac, there were microbes there. Turns out the embryonic sac's not sterile, so you were drinking in embryonic fluid. So you could have started the colonization then. From that moment on, whichever it is, the in utero, the first time you suckled on a nipple, the microbes present in your large intestine started to train your immune system. Teach it. Here's stuff, not you. Because think about it. You're ingesting stuff, just the food you ate tonight, today, the lunch you had, whatever time of day it is you're listening to this. Think of all the different components of the food you ate and all those different proteins, all those different types of polysaccharides. What different types of microbes could have been on all the different components that you ingested. So your large intestine is basically handing it over to your immune system. Go, here, learn all of these. These are not you.